Hi Maria. So I wanted to make you a little video because I think it's maybe going to be a little bit easier than me writing to try and explain. So you're right. Firstly, these are difficult exercises, and that's one of the reasons why we have them in the MSAT test, because it's an attempt to separate the high performing students from the medium performing students. Now, there are some things we can do to make it a little bit easier. So you said that you looked up all the words and you understand what they mean, and that's great. The other thing we need to think about is what type of words these are. Okay? So if we look here, we've got program, okay? A program. So because we have a in front of it, we know that this word is a noun, right? Bank, okay? So a bank or the bank. So again, noun and noun, right? Employed. So he is employed, she is employed, an adjective. Okay? So noun, noun, adjective. Colors. Colors is also a noun. Okay? Beautiful, adjective. Structure, noun. Designs, noun. Received, verb. Moonlight, noun. And reflect is a verb. So we can see we've got all of these words here, and they've all got different meanings, but also they're different types of word. So if we look at the first one, the Taj Mahal is in Agra city, in northern India. Okay? So let's go back and think about that again. It looks like a complicated sentence, but it's actually an easy one. The Taj Mahal place, you could put anything in there, is in India. Okay, so we don't really need to understand all the rest of this, right? Taj Mahal is in India, on the something of the Yamuna River. Okay, now we've got the here. The is an article. That means that we need to put a noun in that place. Okay, so because we've got the, because we know it's got a noun, that means that our choice gets even smaller. So we said noun, 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 noun. Okay. So instantly we've moved down to just a few less words. Okay. So let's think of the first one. The Taj Mahal is in India on the program of the river. Does that sound right? No. Program of the river makes no sense to us at all. Okay. On the structure of the river. No, doesn't. Makes no sense. On the designs of the river? No way. On the moonlight of the river? No, the moonlight comes from the moon, not from the river. On the colors of the river? No. So we need a noun which talks about a place. So the answer here would be bank. Okay? Now maybe that's a new word for you, but bank of a river, means the land which is next to the river. Okay, let's look at the next one. The building is one of the finest examples of Mughal architecture. Do we need to understand that sentence? No, it doesn't make any difference to us. The architecture expertly blends Indian, Persian, and Islamic features. For that reason, the Taj Mahal is often considered one of the most something structures in the world. Okay, so this is where we need to be clever. We don't need to understand any of this sentence. We don't care about it, right? It's just words. So if we understand it, very good. If we don't understand it, it doesn't matter. So let's think about this one. Taj Mahal is often considered, right? So we can get rid of often considered. Taj Mahal is one of the most. Now this is important, right? Because we've got most. So when do we use most? what kind of words go after most. So the most beautiful woman in the party, the most delicious burger in Dubai, the most happy man in the, I don't know, the most happy man in the school. Okay? So what we can understand from that is that what comes afterwards is an adjective. Okay? Now, how many adjectives do we have? Noun, noun, adjective, noun, adjective, noun, noun, verb, noun, adjective. So now we've got three choices actually. Our choices are employed, beautiful, and reflect, right? So, sorry, reflect is a verb, not a noun. So there's actually just two here. We have employed and beautiful. So if we're going to talk about a building, a structure, is it better to have beautiful there, or is it better to have employed there? Beautiful, right? So we're going to say one of the most beautiful structures in the world. Okay? So if you look at what happened there, because we understand grammar, because we're clever students, we knew that that had to be an adjective. So then our choice doesn't become all the words, it just becomes two words. Okay? The something was built by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan. Okay? So again, we've got the here, so we know that it's going to be a noun, right? So the program was built? No. The colors were built? No. The structure was built? Yeah. Structure, building. So again, we've understood that we need to find a noun, and we look at which noun is the closest in meaning to this. Okay? Now we can see lots of words here and lots of complicated words. But again, we don't need to understand all these words. Let's read them anyway, but we don't need to understand them. Was built by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in memory of his wife, who died in 1631. The Taj Mahal took 22 years to complete, and more than 20,000 workers were something from the Ottoman Empire, India, Persia, Europe to complete it. Okay, so now we need to think of a verb in the past. Okay? Now, what do verbs look like in the past? We know it's a verb in the past because they were in the past, right? Verbs in the past have ed, okay? Two things here have ed. Ed, okay? So, we said that this could be an adjective, and it can be an employed man, but here we can see that we can use it as a verb. So we're going to take this out, we're going to put it in here. So again, even though when we looked at it, it looked really complicated, actually there's only two options here, ed or received. So even if we take a guess, we're 50% chance that we're going to be correct, right? The Ottoman Empire, India, Persia, and Europe to complete it. Okay. Now, again, lots of words which we don't really need to understand, but let's look through them anyway. The main part of the building is made from pure white marble, which reflects a different something depending on the intensity of the sunlight. So, marble is white and it's going to reflect something. So, what reflects? Okay, so can we have a building which reflects moonlight? Yes, we can. We could say it reflects moonlight, but can it reflect different moonlight? No, not really. So the word which most likely goes in there is colors. Okay, now again, the reason why we're putting colors here is because we know that this has to be a noun. Okay, we've already used this noun and this noun, so we can get rid of those. We don't care about those, right? So will it be program? Will it reflect a program? No. Will it reflect colors? We think yes. Will it reflect designs? No. Will it reflect moonlight? Maybe. But we've got different here, so we can't have different moonlight. So we can decide that the answer there is colors. Depending on the intensity of the sunlight, or, here we go, what's the opposite of sunlight? The sun and the moon, right? So moonlight, we can see goes in there easily, okay? The central dome is 73 meters high, and inside the dome, loud sounds can echo up to 5 times around the central area. The outside of the Taj Mahal are impressive too. The gardens have long pools which something the image of the building. Again, we don't need to understand this because it doesn't matter. All that matters is this part. So let's take this sentence. The gardens have long pools. Pool, like a swimming pool, means full of water, which something the image of the building. Now, we know that this has to be a verb that goes in here, right? Because it does something. Now, let's have a look at which verbs we have, right? So we have only one verb in the present, which is this verb, okay? So the only option that we can have here in terms of grammar is this one, okay? So we actually got that one for free, right? But also we can understand reflect like a mirror. So you can reflect something in water, okay? And it's like a pool, a swimming pool. So the pool reflects the image of the building, okay? Next sentence. And again, we don't need to understand this. We need to get to here. There are also many walkways, fountains, and ornamental trees. At the southern end of the complex is a large red arched gateway. On the marble section of the archway is a black Quranic lettering and floral. Okay, so we've nearly used up all our words here. We've only got a couple left. So what can we have? Can we have a floral program? No. Bank we used. Okay. Employed we've used. Colors we've used. Beautiful we've used. Structure we've used. Can we have floral designs? Yeah, we can. Received we haven't used yet, but it's a verb, so it doesn't go in there, right? Moonlight we've already used, and reflect we've used. So it's going to be in here, floral designs. There we go, nice. Over the century, the Taj Mahal has, now what goes in here? So we've only got a couple of words which we've got left to use, right? And we've only got one verb. The only verb is received, okay? So again, because we're clever at grammar, we know that the only verb left goes in here, okay? Over the century, the Taj Mahal has received many visitors, and we also know what the meaning is there, that they got the visitors, which has caused a lot of damage. Although a restoration, something, has developed in 1998. There's only one left. The only one we have left is program. Okay, so the key to getting these correct is to take your time at the start, to look at the words and identify what type of words they are. Nouns, verbs, adjectives, or adverbs. And when you look at the space, you need to decide which kind of word goes in that space. That means that your choice is not from 10 words, it's from 3 nouns or 4 verbs or 2 adjectives or something like that. So even if you don't know the answer, you can guess and be guessing from 1 out of 3 words instead of 1 out of 10 words. Okay? Let's save our answers. Okay. There we go. So that's taken us a little bit of time, but like I said, that's how to go about it. That's how to do it. If you need any more help with this, or if you don't understand, email me back and we can do another one together. Okay? Good luck, Maria, and thank you for getting in touch with me. I really appreciate it.